Alright, people, hello, hello, hello. I am coming back with another tutorial for beginners in Gimp. This right here is an animation tutorial. So in my last tutorial, I showed you basic steps in pictures. We're going to apply those same steps, but go into a little bit more details, especially because we're doing animation. So this tutorial may be a little longer than what we want it to be, but hey, that's how we got to get it done, okay? So bear with me and let's get started. Alright, so of course you see me go to File, New. That's 400 by 400, by the way. Um, and then with that new layer, you just right click and then add alpha channel and then delete if you don't want that black to be there. Okay, so you're gonna open your folder. Let me minimize this a little bit. Open your folder and then just drag and drop the picture that you want, and I'm gonna start with this picture. Okay, remember what I said in the last one, and if you didn't see the last one, when you drag and drop, just simply resize it by right clicking on that layer and then 450, and then hit scale. It'll double it, so it'll be 450 by 450 when you look at it again. Now as you can see, the picture is not really all that big, so you would take your scale tool, and because of the recorder that I'm using, it doesn't really allow me to use all my tools like I want. So go to tools and then transform tools. So then go to scale, make the picture just a little bit wider, and if you want to, you can make it just a little taller so the proportions would be right. Okay, and if you like that, that's cool. If not, then just play around it and then right click, layer to image size, and then that fills that up. Okay, what I like to do, I like to duplicate. Okay, duplicate tools right there. Then go up here where it says mode and normal, go down to overlay, right click, merge down. Then come back, duplicate it again, alpha to selection, and normally I would do a black shadowing, but this time I want the color from out the pants. So you can take your eyedrop tool, make sure that this layer is selected, and then you just pick out which shade in the pants that you want. And for me, I want the not reddish, but more like the maroonish shade with the brighter version. Okay, so that's good. And then you'll um, simply just drag and drop. And for some reason, like I said, my thing don't want to work with me here. Look at this. Okay, I need to figure out what's going on with this. Okay, there it goes. Just go to your tools and go to paint bucket, fill that in. Doesn't look like it wants to work. Okay, so just select none. And then try it again. And there it goes. There's the paint bucket. It worked that time. Then go to select none. Well, yeah. Select none. Anywho, and then you want to go to blur, well, filters, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay. When you do that, you can make your blur as blurry as you want. I don't really like too much blur. Um, it overpowers everything. So just blur it just a little bit. And if you want to move that back layer without moving in the front, just make sure you select your move tool and then select move the active layer. Okay, and that gives us that shadow. Okay, so she got a little glow going on her. Um, there's something that I want to do um, towards the end of me doing this, so I'm duplicating another layer and I'm just gonna bring it down here. It doesn't want to do right. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Okay, I'm about to get mad. Okay, there, finally. It's just the recorder that's got it acting up like this, but normally I can just move it around. Okay, so as you can see, she got a lot of gold and green and maroons and reds going. So you want to come in and start making her a background. Um, I have a lot of brushes, a few brushes that I use, but for this particular picture, I think I have something in mind, but I'm not sure which way I want to go at it. So I'm just going to play around with a few things. Okay, so as you can see, I don't fool with uh, trying to put anything on that old layer. I always get a new layer. Okay, I have these. I don't even know what kind of brushes they are. I don't know what the name of them are, but I have these funny little brushes that I use. Um, and they got kind of like a glitter effect to them, and that's what I'm going to use. But I'm going to change the colorings on them because they come in a certain color, but I'm going to change the colors on them. But I'm just going to come in and do some things on it. That actually looks good in that color, but I'm going to change the colors on them. And by doing so, I'm going to come to colors and hues, saturation, and I'm just going to play with the colors until they match closely with what I have. It just all depends on which way you want to go. You can go with the red or whoever. That's if you want to do it that way. You know, we'll go with that for my first layer, and then I'm going to make another new layer. Okay, and then I'm going to select a different type of brush, just like that, and I'm going to make the brushes just a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to put it in a random spot. Okay, but I want this one to be underneath the other one because it's more of a bigger thing. And see that texture, I don't want that. I don't want it to be that color, so I'm going to go with the colors, desaturate, and I'm going to leave it on luminous because I can always go back and change the colors. I want to alpha to selection on that layer, and I still want to make a new layer, but in that new layer I'm going to come here to my palettes. I'm going to find the gold and then go to my colors and go to the palettes and just find the gold that I want, the golden color. And then what I'm going to do, normally I would drag and drop it into the new layer, but I'm going to use the paintbrush on that layer. And just paint inside of it. And then once I do that, I'm going to come over here where it says mode, and then normal, and then do grain merger. Well, grain merge. And then go to the layer that we had made luminous, and come up here to colors, go to curves, and you can play around with it until it's the golden color that you want. But if you really can't see, like I can't see right now, go up here to select none, and you can go back to colors and curves and do the same thing, and see now you have kind of golden effect. You can just play with it, get it to whatever color gold you want. I think I like that. And then if you don't like this, you can always take that off and just leave that golden look, or you can actually come in and go to colors, desaturate, like that, after selection, new, and then come back in here and get you a different gold color and paintbrush that in there and do the same thing, grain merge, and then select none, and then you'll have like some brighter little golden nugget looking things, and that's super cute. It's really pretty. It's really cute. But I want to play on some of this green that's in here, so it's up to you on how you really want to go at it, but this is just me. I really want to play into some of that green, so I want to go find me a nice little texture brush. I think I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to get me a new layer, and then eyedrop, click on what I want, find the shade of green that I want. Maybe I should come right here so I can see better, or zoom in so I can see better, either way. But that's the shade of green I want, so you want to go back to your new layer, get your paintbrush, okay, and you definitely want to bring it down some because you don't know how big it is. I just want to play on just a little bit of that green. Zoom out some more. See, adding that green, and then you can just, it don't have to be full out on green. It can just be, you can change that opacity, pull that opacity down some. I don't know if I duplicated this or not. Okay, I want to duplicate, and it's not duplicating, but I want to duplicate it, and then I want to flip it onto the other side so you can see some of that green over there too. And then you just merge it on down, and then there you have that. But this is what I want to do. Go to new from visible, and then bring that one layer back on up. I can't bring it up how I want, so I'm going to have to do it the hard way. That's going to make me mad. It's gonna take forever to get it back up where I want it. And doing the new from visible is just keeping it so you don't have to merge everything down. There is a way to merge from visible, but it's just easier to do new from visible. That way, if you want to change something, you can always go back and change it. Okay, this is going to make me mad. It's going to take a few seconds before we can get it going. I'm just showing you how to do this picture, and then after that I'm going to pause the recording and do two more pictures, and then once I get done with those, I'm gonna come back and show you just how to do an animation or a GIF to where your pictures will rotate, and then you'll see all the different pictures that go into it. Um, I have a little editing um, script that I use. It's called Gimmick, and that's what I'm trying to use on here. If we could ever get there, you know what? I've been sitting up here just doing this, and I could have just used, you know what? Duh. I could have just you grabbed the one from the top and just duplicated it, but we're here now, so might as well just keep it going. It's not wanting to move. I wish it would come on here. They need to put an option where we can move this thing up here at the top button list. Anywho, come on now. I'm sorry. It just does not want to move. So, since it doesn't want to move, what I'm going to do is just click the eye on that, so that way I can just still show you what I was trying to do. So I'm going to go to filters, gimmick, wait for it to pop up, go to artistic. There's a lot of thing in artistic, but never mind, I don't want that one. I don't want artistic. I'm going to go down to, and it won't go back up, but that's okay. I want to go down to this one. If it opens, doesn't look like it wants to open. Let's go back and try again. It just don't want to open. But anywho, there it goes. And I just want to do a blur glow, and it will actually glow my skin. Most of the time you can see the difference before you can preview. I don't know what's going on with my preview, but you can see it now where it does this little glow to your skin or whatever. And I just wanted it on my skin, but I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm actually going to lower this brush and just delete the parts. I'm going to delete the parts around the eye, but I need to really get these layers rotated. Okay, yay, Eureka. Okay, so now I can come in here and I can actually just delete the part right there around that eye and right there around that eye. Let's see my skin, it looks so smooth. Um, I'm gonna get the part right here on the nail too. And that's all I wanted to show you on this one. I'm gonna stop and pause and then do the other two pictures, and then I'll bring this one back. Okay, so I'm back. I decided not to do another two pictures. I just did another one and just put two Abby pics in my second picture. As you can see, that right there. So what you want to do to make it animated, you want to double click on your layer and put in parentheses um, a number between 100 and 1,000, and then put ms on the end. Put ms on the end, and then close your parentheses. Just make sure it looks like that, and then hit OK, and then you do the same thing with that. 1,000 is the slowest speed. Excuse me. 1,000 is the slowest speed, so it'll play slow. So to watch it play, gosh, to watch it play, go to Filters, Animation, Playback, and you can see it play. That's how slow it'll change. If you want to speed it up, you can just change the numbers, but I actually want this picture to be first, so I'm going to move this down, and then it'll play like it should. And if you want it to play a little longer, you can always double it. Just double the pictures, and it'll stay on just a little bit longer. And just to watch it again, just play it back, and it'll just sit there a little bit longer. And then to save it, you'll go to File, Export, or Export As, whichever one. Just title it something. Me, I'm just a little random. Make it GIF. And then as animation, make sure that loop forever is on, and then export. But if you want it to be your avatar picture, well, your profile picture, you need to resize it. So go to Image, Scale Layer 160 by 220. And since I've already saved it, I can just hit export to again. But because I want a bigger version of it, I'm just going to come up here and then go to export as, and just add another number to it, so it can be two different kinds. Okay, and that completes the tutorial.